United States or abroad. Firstly, huge congratulations to the women's US soccer team for winning the World Cup today. Huge shout out to you. Well done, beating the Netherlands, a tough team, 2-0. Congratulations. Now, you and I'm sure we have opening and closing lines, right, that we frequently use when we are picking up passengers or when we are dropping them off, right? They are carefully worded, they are carefully orchestrated to get us the highest tips and the highest ratings, right? And I want to read you some of my lines that I use. And, you know, some may come across as a little cheesy, right? But they bring in the money and they bring in the tips, because if you can lift a person's self-esteem, if you can make them feel great or like $1 million in that car, if you can make that rider or riders feel special, it usually equates to money, right? It results to money. So we're going to dive in here just now. I just want to say a huge shout out and hello to our house, Abstract Echo in the house, Chris, Marcos, Tito, Jay, Rideshare Lisa, Rideshare Helper, Thriller Man, I like that name. Tommy's in the house, Mina, and many more that are going to be joining. I welcome you today. Happy Sunday, my friends. I don't know if you watch the soccer game, but you get a chance to share your lines as well, right? And the good thing is we're already having people attacking GOAT. They're taking us serious. You know, even the naysayers, they welcome, right? Because they know that we're now on their radar screen. And I'm happy for that. I'll take any type of publicity, but so far we're doing fantastic and exciting things are happening. So the title of my video today, the opening lines, closing lines that you can use, and I'm going to say them in no particular order, right? But they are some of the compilation of lines that I use. And I sort of monitor or gauge the feedback, the results, the body language of these passengers when I use these lines. And I see that they get me the maximum results. Now, let's just jump in here. Very often in the evening, you may be dropping off or you may be picking up a passenger at a restaurant. Now, only if you have eaten at that restaurant and you've had a good experience, do share that experience as you drop them off or as you pick them up. For example, did you guys or did you have a great meal at the restaurant? You know, how was the food? How would you rate it? Or you're dropping them off. I've eaten here before. I love the service, great food, have a great night, right? So you can work it both ways with restaurants. Just get creative. They may be coming out the restaurant, and only say that if you see them coming out the restaurant or the restaurant shows up at your pickup on your app and you can see, okay, it's ABC restaurant. I know I'm going to pick up some people now. It's 9:30. They've probably just eaten, finished. They're coming out the restaurant. They get in my car. There is the opportunity right now, right? Ed Steigelmeier, Ohio in the house. I'm going to shout out everyone. Just stay with me here because I'm very interested to see what opening and closing lines you use. And by the way, I only really want feedback. Paul Figueroa in the house. Buongiorno, Italiano. Buongiorno, Paul. Mille grazie. Here's the thing. I only want opening and closing lines from people that genuinely drive, right? Not people that, you know, want to chime in and think they know the rideshare. Only from genuine rideshare drivers that have used their lines and can say, hey, this worked for me, right? Now, if you're picking them up from a Broadway show, or if you're picking them up from a concert, how was the show? Did it live up to your expectations? Or, hey, I saw Elton John as well. How did you enjoy it, right? Nice opening line. That gets you in the dialogue. Now they're excited to talk about the experience. It shows that you care about them, right? So especially shows, theater shows, Broadway shows in New York, whether you're picking up people at the Staples Center, whether it's a Travis Scott concert, an Elton John concert, or I just drove people to the Shawn Mendes concert, right? Hey, I hope you guys have an amazing Shawn Mendes concert. And let me know or text me when this song comes up. just something to engage them, right? Something that leaves them with a memory. This guy is cool. This lady is cool. They care about my night, right? Or they care about my show. They care about my experience. Now, a big one, many a times. For example, you guys, let's say you were driving in France tonight and you're picking up people after the soccer game, after the Women's World Cup, right? Did your team win today? Or may your team get the W today when I drop them off? If I'm dropping off a couple of people with the Dodgers hats, I know that the LA Dodgers, I say, go Dodgers, I hope your team gets the W today. Right there and then I'm telling them, hey, I care about them, I care about their team, and I care that they win. Winning is going to bring me the money, right? That winning formula, that winning line, that winning opening line, that winning last line equates to money. So there's a certain way I handle restaurants. There's a certain way I handle concerts, theaters, shows, sports events, right? Say something to them as you're picking them up or dropping them off. Now, any of you ever picked up passengers from movies, right? With a movie, you don't know which movie they just watched, but you can say, hey, did you enjoy the movie, or did you go out to movies tonight? What did you watch? Oh, we just watched Spider-Man. What do you think? Is it worth the 91% given by Rotten Tomatoes? What's your boom? I've got a dialogue going. Yeah, I truly think the 91 from Rotten Tomatoes lives up to it. It was an awesome movie, or I would never watch that movie again, right? Or if they have watched the movie and you've seen it, right? They chime in. Then you guys have got something to talk about. The main thing is, anytime you get a dialogue going, anytime you form a friendship in a car, right, you have set the stage for networking. You have set the stage for a good tip, right? Yesterday, I had to pick up my 1968 Cadillac because it just got some branding on the side for street teams. A lady drove me down with Lyft. I took a Lyft, mix it up, sometimes Uber, sometimes Lyft. And boy, she was 5-star service, right? I got in her car, it was clean. And she wasn't a speaker, right? Some drivers just cannot talk or maybe too shy. These opening and closing lines that I'm giving you, right? They should help you come out your shell, right? Should help you initiate. Now, I wish I could have dedicated this video to Susan because she was very shy, right? So I said, hey, your car's in awesome shape. Love it. Super clean. Really nice. Boom. Compliment. She just started talking, right? So it takes one line, one opening line, one closing line to make a person's day. Now, if I see a couple and they're in a suit and he's in a tie and she's in a dress, and they may have gone out to dinner together or to an event, or if I'm picking them up after the Oscars or the Grammys, I'm like, and this may sound cheesy, but you guys look like $1 million together. You guys look like $1 million together. Very intelligent. I'm going to highlight your very intelligent line there. There it is. And by the way, I'm not ignoring anyone. I've got my eye on all the people in the house here. I'm reading what you're saying, but I got to get these lines out, these opening and closing. And then I'm truly interested to hear what our house has to say. Okay. So let's continue. How's this one? A generic one. I'm not quite sure where they just come from, but how's your day? Are you enjoying your day? At the end, have a great day. Very, very basic line, right? But if I can see the guy has a briefcase and he's dressed up and I can see he's on the phone, he's a businessman, I say, hey, have a great meeting, or I hope your meeting went well, right? Anything to make him or her feel great. The airport, my friends, the airport, there is so much you can do with arriving passengers or departing passengers, okay? Have a fantastic flight. I've already established they're going to Mexico on vacation. Enjoy your Mexico vacation. Have a fantastic time in Cancun, right? Boom, something out there. I can see a couple of people coming from overseas they're talking a foreign language, might be from Europe. If I know the language, if I know they're speaking Dutch or French or German or Swedish, because I can speak the languages, I can say, hi, are you coming in to LA for the first time from Sweden, from France? Yes, we are. Okay, cool. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Ask me any questions on the way to your hotel. I'll gladly, or if you want me to point out a few places as we drive, I'll gladly do that. Right there, you're setting the stage that you have a lot of tour guide knowledge. You're going to share it. That equates in tips, and you're making them feel welcome in California. You're making them feel welcome in the Big Apple in New York. You're making them feel welcome in Miami, wherever you are, right? So again, people that are making videos or commenting, if you are truly a rideshare driver and you know the business and you've used these lines, opening and closing lines, please chime in, right? Please chime in. I like that Tim Olsen there says, he says, I always say safe travels. I like that one. I use that one a lot as well. I care about you, safe travels, right? Especially in today's time when there's a lot of anxiety around travel. I wish you safe travels. It's an amazing way. My private clients, as I drop them off, I know it's going to take, it's all about timing. It's going to take a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes until they've got their luggage checked in, and then they go to the lounge. And about 20 minutes later, I say, I wish you safe travels. And they always respond, thank you, Torsten, right? I care about them. So Tim Olsen, money maker line, he's just said there, money maker line, safe travels, airport, right? So the airport, you guys can get so creative with arrivals and departures, right? But they are a great opportunity, airport trips, whether you're dropping off or picking up, to set the stage for cash, for money. We're after tips here. We're not getting the money from these boys. Here, I'm going to make sure we get all taken care of at GOAT, right? Because the split, we're going to announce the split soon, programmed it in, the split on GOAT, and it's going to make any Uber or Lyft driver happy, right? And I've made past videos. I want every rideshare driver, whatever company, I want to succeed. I want to see them succeed because we need more competitors, right? We need more disruptors in the market, and that's why we're driving the GOAT forward. GOAT life, right? So for those guys out there, by the way, I know who you are, the one or two people that are trashing. I have looked at your history, right? And it's not pretty. So if you want to keep on down that line, your company has already been notified. Cease and desists are going out. If you want to trash and defame without any backup knowledge, right? Just plain trashing. Those are the people I come after, right? I don't talk. That's the difference. Some other people have to yap and make videos. I don't talk. I pay people to take care of the yappers. That's it. Let me just say that. That's how I operate. So you well prepared and don't act surprised. Then I also want to say, this is probably a cheesy line that quite a few people use. I don't always use it all the time, but hey, you guys are awesome. You're 5-star passengers. Thank you for the trip, right? Basically saying, hey, I want 5 stars from you. Subliminally, I'm going to rate you 5 stars, right? Whoever uses that, I've used it a few times, but it's not one of my go-to lines, right? The thank you, guys, you are 5-star passengers. If people are traveling in, have you been to Los Angeles before? Have you been to Denver before? Have you been to Salt Lake City before? No, this is our first time. Boom! Conversation opens up, right? It's a Friday. Anything that happens on a Friday, I drop off. Have a fantastic weekend, right? May you enjoy your weekend. Friday afternoons, especially 3 to 4 p.m., right through to the night. Have an amazing Saturday and Sunday with your family. Money! Money, money, money! Or if it's a weekday and I don't have a line ready, I know it's a weekday, I wish you a happy Monday. I wish you a happy Sunday. Have a happy hump day, right? Don't necessarily say that to a female passenger. It might backfire, right? Another great one, setting the tone in your car in the first 30 seconds. Does the temperature work for you? Is it too cool? Is it too hot? No, it's perfect. Leave it as is. Or, hey, can you drop it down a little bit? Or could you increase it? Sure. I care about them, right? Another great one. By the way, I have Sirius XM, I have auxiliary cords, or if you want to, lock in a station and play your music, by all means, go ahead. Those are also money-making lines. I, the driver, care for your experience, temperature or music, right? Some people just want plain silence. Then, if they have kids in the car, I know I'm taking them to Disneyland, whether it's Florida, whether it's here in Anaheim. I'm taking them to Legoland. I'm taking them to SeaWorld. I'm taking them to an amusement park. I'm taking them to Six Flags roller coaster. Have a fantastic day with your children. Enjoy it, right? Or I'm picking them up. How was your day at SeaWorld? Did you check out that and that show? Or did you get to see, the killer whale show or the orca show? Boom, you're in a conversation, right? So I have just jotted down quickly. I probably, if you want me to do a follow-up video, I could probably come up with another 100 lines that are used. But I'm showing you some lines that probably most of you know already. But for the newbies that are joining, right, Uber or Lyft, we're sharing some of our knowledge, our opening and closing lines that work best for rideshare drivers. Now, I would like to jump straight in. Elizabeth, I'm great. How are you? Lorenzo, good afternoon, my friend. You're welcome. Kevin Wenzel, tell them this joke, knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Tip, tip. Who? Tip me. Kevin, I love that one. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Tip, tip. Tip who? Tip me. Dude, Kevin, that stole the show. I got to try that one. Do you guys know this knock, knock joke? No. Tip, tip. Who's there? Who? Tip me. I like that one. Journey with Jordan. Anytime riders ask if you can make good money driving rideshare, tell them you work for tips. Like a server at a restaurant, we don't make money without tips. Okay, that's cool. That's fair, right? We're doing a great service. I went out to Venice yesterday, took my kids to a street ball. My son, 15 years old, played in a street ball tournament in Venice against 19, 20-year-old kids, did fantastic afterwards. I said, listen, you deserve, we're going to go out for an amazing dinner. And I'm telling you, I had such great service by that waiter, amazing service. And the food was good, right? And afterwards, I wrote a note on the, receipt there. Thanks for the excellent service. Gave them a good tip, a 30% tip on top of that. And that is what they work for. That is what we work for. That is what we drive for those tips. So I completely agree with Journey and Jordan. You know what? Hey, unfortunately, the split isn't that great. They get 60, we get 40, but I'm working for the tips. Right there, subliminally telling the passenger, the rider, tip me. Okay. Mario S. What's up? Vinny Cuz is in the house. I did a video regarding GOAT. Hope you find it positive. Just make videos. I'm sure it'll be great. Do share the video, please, Vinny. And I want to say something about GOAT. Please, folks, understand we've been rocking and rolling for 3 weeks. Not even a month on that, right? We've already set up a platform where we allow drivers to hear their voice, put their input on GOAT, called streetteams.com, right? And it already has a lot of people signing up, right, on different levels. Why are we doing Street Teams? So we can form city ambassadors in all these different cities, Vegas, Miami. So we can have go-to people. When newbies at GOAT come in and register, they can go to these individuals, like a help center, right? It's a cost cutting. It was designed for good information and cost cutting. The one thing when I run a company or when I set up a company, I'm looking at all my expenses. How can I keep the expenses down, but still bring out the best in the labor force, right? The one thing where you cannot make sacrifices or cut back is on the people that do your sales, the people that do your driving, the people that sell your products. You cannot shaft these people, but there are other ways, right? Call centers, etc., where you can reduce the cost. So I have managed teams from small companies, 5 people, up to 150 people, right? So I know that fine balance, how to treat people well and how to cut costs. You know, I see it with the limos the cars that I lease out. Where do I not save costs? I don't save costs on synthetic oil, on tires, on safety. I never save costs on safety. But, you know, when it comes to registration fees or TCP fees, who can do it for that price? Who can do it for that price? Who can do it for that price? You can't just always go to the first guy and splash out. I say, if you have car repairs, is it a good idea to run off to Pet Boys? Is it a good idea to run off to AutoZone and get it fixed there? No, they might be taking top dollars from you. Can you get a referral for a mechanic that does great work, right, for a good price? Okay, I'm going to give him a shot. Now you take your car down there, and these guys were going to do your AC. One guy quotes me $850, the other guy quotes me $250. The guy says, hey, I can do it for $70 with the Freon. And he did a great job. Who am I going to go to? I ask you in the future, bring my cars there, right? So you got to look at costs, my friends. Vinny Kuz, I'm just okaying your video. Let's see, Doug Kroger, West Palm Beach in the house. You're welcome. Nice to see you. Dustin, happy Sunday, Dustin. What's going on? Happy Sunday to you and to your family and to your children. Hope they're well. Cool. Nice to have Dustin in the house mixing it up with us. Love your intro. Love your T-shirts now. Love your hats, Dustin. Amazing stuff. And really enjoyed that one video, that sort of like horror intro video that he made. Hope it goes viral. Now, Journey with Jordan says, yes, ask every rider for their ID, hold it up to the dash cam before starting the trip. A little bit of a dangerous one. Hey, you got to show me. There are also laws that these people don't always have to show you the ID, right? That, I think, Journey, can also backfire on you. If that passenger said the driver made me produce my ID and then held it up to the dash cam, firstly, do you know your dash cam laws? Secondly, have you checked in with Uber or Lyft or any other company that you can actually request an ID? Be very, very, very careful on that one. You still want to drive, right? You don't want to get deactivated. Ray, the mailman Uber driver, I like that name. Waiting on my scheduled trip at 4 p.m. from Philly to New York City. Okay, that's a long one. Make sure they pay you, right? We've made videos about those long trips. Make sure you get paid on that nice long scheduled trip. I want you to report back how long that took you from Philly to New York City, how many miles you drove, what did you earn on that trip, and most importantly, were you paid? Too many scammers out there, you know, scheduling trips, but let's see where it goes. I hope it goes well. Savak's in the house. What's up, guys? Savak Akopian, you're welcome. Lake County Uber and Lyft boys. Now that is a catchy word. Let that sink in. Lake County Uber and Lyft boys. Orlando in the house. Speed races there. Texas is a single party state. And I give myself consent. Okay, cool. Elizabeth Urbina, I had a rider that is a waitress and was bragging about how she made $350 in tips. She received excellent Uber service and didn't tip nada. Dude, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're receiving the money, give the money. That's what I would have told her. That's BS. So she's bragging there that she makes all these tips, but she didn't even tip the lady. Horse shit. Dustin, could we get your smack to that girl? Thank you. Byron, 8899 in the house. Hi, Torsten. For a closing line, is it okay to say stay safe, stay dry when it comes to crimes, earthquakes? I don't see why not, right? Stay safe, stay dry if it's raining. Stay safe around earthquake. Did you guys feel the earthquake yesterday? Stay safe. Why not? I think it shows again that you care about them. I like that, right? Especially if you can think up a line around these earthquakes. People here, high anxiety. I personally shit scared of earthquakes. I don't like it when my office or the house starts shaking. I automatically think kids, blah, blah, blah. Don't like the earthquake. So on a day like that, maybe that'll help, stay safe. My little one, when I said we're going to Venice Beach tomorrow, he says, Dad, what if there's a big earthquake and a tsunami happens? And I said, sweetie, we don't even invite in that thought in the universe. Eliminate that thought. And remember, your dad will always keep you safe, right? Thank you, Dad. So, very, very important to take that anxiety away from children, from riders, from passengers. If they show any fear, right? Make them feel at ease. Victor Braverman in the house. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Aziz Sani Hakimi. How are you? Good to see you. Tony Slaughter's in the house. Tell them it's not your fault in California. It's not my fault that there's an earthquake. I didn't create it. Help us make an earthquake. Shake up the ground when it comes to GOAT. Get the word out. Guys, if you haven't registered at Street Team, sorry I sound like a parrot. Sorry I sound like a stuck record. Go and register there. Let's see who else. Elizabeth says, so true. Tito Lugo. What's up, my friend? I noticed that riders are quieter now. Okay, that's a good one. Why are they more quiet? What do you think? Where do you think that comes from? Why do you believe they are not really engaging with drivers? Or do they feel a little bit ashamed about the money that we get and they'd rather not engage in the conversation? Or what is it? What is the reason for that? Ed Steigelmeier tried to get some conversation with their children. Hey, if the parents are with their kids and they're going to Disneyland and the kid is wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt, right? You say, so where are you guys going? Are we going to Disneyland? How lucky you are, kids. You get to spend the day with your parents at the happiest place on earth. That's what the slogan is, happiest place on earth, right? That's addressing the children. Nothing wrong with that. Rana Bar Howell, quit ones don't want to tip. Doug Kroger says, stuck up. No, none of the cars got damaged. It wasn't, listen, we had some good aftershakes here in LA and there were some aftershakes in Vegas. The guys that sadly got hit hardest, couple of businesses burnt down, was up in Ridgecrest. 6.6 the one day, 6.9 the next day, right? But they say bigger ones are coming. I hope it's not in LA. I hope it's nowhere, right? But no, none got damaged. Savak, the most expensive place on earth, Disney, yeah. Dude, if you're a parent and you're taking your kids to Disneyland, just go in there with the attitude, it's going to be an expensive day. Just like you go into Costco, it's going to be expensive, right? You can't think all day, oh my God, what is the final tally? What's the final result going to be in dollars? No, then you are not going to enjoy Disneyland, right? Look at those annual tickets for Disneyland. I think they're over $1,300 or $1,400, right? Rana, you said it correctly. July the 9th, earthquakes are coming to Sacramento, baby. Yeah. That's when the dragons fly in. Had enough. We've had enough. We've had enough. We've had enough. Take that mic out of my hand. Give me that mic. Uber Lyft. What's going on? Why are you treating the drivers so badly? Got to make noise there in Sacramento. Got to get in front of the cameras. Got to get in front of those reporters. Hey, reporter, I see that you're writing up about this rally here. How about you see the other side? Or how about I give you the opposite side of the coin? So you have two sides, right? Get your word out, my friends. Get it out. Get it out. Tom Rees, Madison, Wisconsin here. I definitely want to advocate for street teams and GOAT, but I don't want to pretend that I should be the Madison ambassador. Well, how many trips have you done, Tom? If you've done over 1,000 trips, you know the city, right? So you don't have to pretend. Just step in your role. What's your rating? If you have over a 4.85, you're fully qualified as an ambassador. You're fully qualified to help a newbie. You're fully qualified to share your referral codes with the new people stepping into your city, right? I like that. Sevak says, pitchforks and torches. Here we come. Here we come. I'm getting up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. I don't like getting up at 4 a.m., my friends. I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for the VFD, the Voice for Drivers. That's why I'm getting up at 4 a.m. And a couple of other people are getting up at 4 a.m. And then we drive 6 hours north. The invasion. South invades northern headquarters. We're coming. We are coming strong. Woot, woot. Elizabeth, what was that for? Woot, woot. Okay. Tom Reese, I only drive part-time, completely support these efforts. Full-time, part-time, whether this is your second job, whether this is your full-time hustle, we're going to back them all. The part-timers, the full-timers, we're going to be a voice for all. That's it. And by the way, important here, you guys that I'm not shy to actually headbutt it with Dara Kay and with John Logan and them, with John Zimmer and Logan Green. We're not scared to headbutt with them, right? That's also what GOAT's about. We're going to stand up for the greatest of all time drivers, right? And I want you to exercise your flexibility. I want you to drive with whomever you want. And in August, apparently coming soon, Trip's going to be there. Hopefully that $250 that drivers are handing over to Tip on a future promise, hopefully they get Trips. Hopefully you make more money than the $250, right? Hopefully, once you deduct the $250 out and work out an average hours per month, you come out making $15, $20, $25, $30, right? Got to work that cost factor of $250 that you have to shell out to Trip, right? It's before you even make money, right? The one thing I can tell you with the cars, the SUVs, the Lux cars that I lease out, they know that those cars are or can be used for private trips, they can be used for Lyft, and they can be used for Uber. That's where we want them to register, right? And then also get those limo drivers also registered on GOAT. Why? Because they individually, each car has a TCP. Now, right, hey, if I'm going to lease that car from $175 for a Prius or $500 for an SUV per week, I know I'm getting trips from Lyft. I know that I'm getting trips from Uber. I know that if I promote myself, I'm getting private trips. I know that in the future, if I work on this, I'm going to be getting Go trips. And hopefully from the MLM company Trip, hopefully you're going to be getting trips there after shelling out your $250, right? Now, Enrique Hernandez says LAX should belong to GOAT. Hopefully we can lock it down, get all those goats out. I took some really cool little pictures with my little goat. Let me just see if I have one. Thought this was cool. I made him a shirt. And I said, dude, I need a picture with my little goat. I'll show you my little kid, my little goat kid. Pulling a mean face. They're trying to act like a little billy goat. In his little S-sized shirt. That's it. We're billy goats. We're big goats. We're ram goats. We're whoever you want to be, but we're the greatest of all time drivers. Kevin Wenzel. Vu Nguyen. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Welcome to our house. How's your Sunday going, guys? Who's put in the early morning shift? Who's going to drive tonight? Or who's just going to chill with their family? Who's going to make a barbecue? Who's going to go out for the movies? Who's going to take the lady out for a date? Who enjoyed the World Cup this morning and watched the United States beat the Netherlands 2-0? Jose Sandoval, 10.0 over, can't be, 1 million rides. You must be a robot, Jose. We'll take that humor. Manny, Good day, buddy. Good day to you, my friend. Abstract Echo, Garrett Camp definitely will not have a sit down with anyone. He can't justify, he can't justify spending 72 million. And Dara K also just bought a super duper duper mansion. How did you get to pay for that car, Dara? How did you get to pay for that car, Garrett Camp? Here, it's because of us. It's because of the house. It's because of Dustin's house, because of Harry's house, because of Gio's house, because of Kevin's house. Those people made you the money. Where's the gratitude? Where's the payback? Where's the appreciation? 0 plus 0 equals 0. If we can make the epicenter of that $72 million house, I say go ahead. If we can make the epicenter of Dara K's mansion, I say go ahead of the next earthquake. See, it went dark when the starts shaking, all the lights go out. Ha, what a sign. What a sign. What a sign, my friends. Let's see. He was rich before he started working for Uber. What was he worth before he started working for Uber? Do we have some real numbers? Yeah, all those tips that we should be getting are flowing directly into his account. Hey, 25 million bucks. Thank you. Dara makes $19,000 an hour. Shame on him. Shame on him, buddy. If you're watching this video, Dara, shame on you. Shame on you. Professor, what's your take on the vote next week for California? The question is, I don't think it's going to be exactly next week. I think it was in August, right? I think it's going to be in August, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on a backroom deal with politicians, with unions. That's why we got to stay active. Yeah, he was the CEO of Expedia before, very true, not sure his net worth. His parents are super rich too. He went to the best boarding schools. Okay. Boring schools or boarding schools? I don't know, Dara, did you go to a boring school or a boarding school? Yeah, I think the earthquakes are symbolic of something. I really do. They're symbolic of something. They are. I mean, we started a live stream. Hey, if there's another big shakeup, this live feed may end. I, like many people, I don't climb under a table or under a door frame. I run out into the field under an open area where there's no power lines. Nothing can come down on me. But hey, if it's safer to sit in a door frame or wait in a door frame, I don't know. I don't want a 2-story house come crashing down on me, period. Premier Motion Analysis, shaking up the rideshare industry, as he correctly says. We're shaking it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. There were some good songs. David Price in the house. TripIt opens 18th of August in Fort Lauderdale. Your opinion? I want them to work, right? But I see the promotions that Trip are doing right now is it's the level of desperation. Hey, drive now, pay later. Oh my God, whoever invented that one. Drive now, pay your fees later. They are throwing every incentive this month to get, I think they have influencer, signing up influencer, signing up influencer, signing up influencer. Where are the drivers that are going to shell out $200 to $250 per month, right? You can sign up influencers all day long. None of them have driven. They're all have been involved in promoting online companies. Some have been involved in promoting online scams. Some openly say, I've seen videos that openly say, hey, I have been involved in promoting past online scams. I saw a guy on a video say that. What legitimacy does that person have at the end of the day when they say, in the past, I have promoted companies that have been online scams? What legitimacy does that individual say with zero fuck all trips, not a single rideshare trip? And here they are signing up influencers, signing up influencers, signing up influencers. That's a lot of influence, people, but zero knowledge about the industry. Doesn't that sound familiar? Derek Kay, maybe? John Zimmer? People, no knowledge about the industry. Take. Sorry. That's my take. I just got to be brutally honest about that. You know, not going to mention the people's names, not going to give them the energy, but you run background checks on them. You look at the history, you look at who they work for, you Google their names. Not pretty stuff shows up. It's not pretty. Let's see. The two-phone go trick. There's got to be a good two-phone go trick out there. A go trick, if I can give you one, is, here's a good go trick. Establishing good relationships with drivers when you take them on their first trip, because there will be the option of a GOAT passenger rider to choose his or her top three. So if they are scheduling trips, make sure it's handed to you, not to person B, not to person C. That's a good trick, I can tell you, right? So make sure when you take that first GOAT trip that you put your best foot forward, right? Because you have then the ability, like I say, I'm a big networker. You have the ability to have that passenger lock you in as his top three favorites. So when they schedule trips, it's a businessman or wherever they want to go, they can put the trip out to one of their top three people. Obviously, A first, then if A can't do it, B gets it. If B can't do it, C gets it, right? So that to me would be a good tip. Not necessarily a trick, but a good tip. War pig in the house. I want to cut your eyes out and break your neck, you British freak. You have a lot of problems, little piggy. Are you one of the three little pigs? So guys, we have one of the three little pigs in the house. He likes war. Is not for love. You've outed yourself. You've shamed yourself. Needles in your eyes. You could try, but you get knocked out first. You wouldn't even come close. You wouldn't even come within a 2-foot range, my friend. I have a great trick with my belt. So your little needles would never hit these eyes, war pig. See these eyes? You haven't even come close. You get knocked out, or like we do just now, we'll flush you down the toilet like a little piglet you are, showing your little worst piggy manners. And sorry, war piggy, but you ain't going anywhere. You're full of hatred. And who knows where that comes from, war piggy? Who knows where your hatred comes from? But you have zero chance in life, because just now you're going to get the royal flush. When I take a shit in my toilet later, I'll add the little war pig turd to it, and combined my shit and the war pig gets flushed down the toilet. There he is. I'm not British, so don't never judge the book by its cover. I'm born in Washington, D.C. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I have 3 passports, war piglet. What do you have? Oh, you have a farm. Oh, I see. You were born on a farm, piggy. Enjoy your day. Let's say goodbye to the little piglet, the hater. May you have a fantastic day, war piglet. There he goes. Adios, muchachos. Oh, come down to Santa Monica. Let's meet. I'll meet you anytime. Sign a contract with you, $5,000. Fag, you must be projecting. Are you scared? Are you homophobic? Look at this guy. Look at this homophobe. Are you scared of homosexuals? Really? Do you feel intimidated by them? That's how weak you are? Sweetheart, you got to do better than that if you come into our house. War piglet got flushed out. Yeah, you get smacked down by the house. He just got smacked down. We had to expose the little piglet a little bit. The little hater. Hater. Let's see what else we have going on. Oh, Piggy. Listen, I love pigs and I love goats, but this little guy here, oof, acid toxicity. Doug Kroger, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Nah. You got to exercise verbal judo. Here come those hateful words, and you let them go by. Can't hit you. Never let an insult, never let multiple insults, hatred hit you in the chest. Just do verbal judo. Let those words go straight by, right? Or you take the classic mirror and you hold up the mirror to the war piglet so that they can see who they are. Got to ask yourself, how did I choose that word or that combination of words, war pig? We're not going to do a psychology lesson. I love psychology, but that person needs to go and work on themselves. The Beast of Texas. You got to watch for spies. Yeah, but if you do that, you live in paranoia. You can't feed paranoia, right? There will always be the haters. There will always be the trolls. They'll always be there, right? That's a dynamic that will always be around. It'll never change, century after century, unfortunately. Kevin says, good point, Jay. Let's see what did Jay say. David Price says, I had an argue with Lyft, so since we get paid less, we can give less service. I want to just address that line, David. I had an argue with Lyft, so since we get paid less, we can give less service. At the end of the day, I'm sure everyone would agree, right? That good service equates to tips. So I wouldn't go and throw a blanket or do it like an umbrella type of approach because I don't know that Lyft passenger and I don't know that Lyft passenger. That Lyft passenger around the corner may be ready to give me $50. So if my general attitude is to go in and say, hey, Lyft is not paying me, Uber is not paying me, therefore I will not give service, I cannot act surprised if I'm not getting tips at that point. So I wouldn't quite use that approach, right, David? But I hear you. I do hear you because it's more than frustrating. You got to channel that upset, that anger in other directions, right? Show up at strikes or show up on Sacramento on the 9th. Get onto social media, right? But you can always outsmart Uber. You can always outsmart Lyft. You can always figure out a good formula to make money in rideshare, right? Maybe the answer is, hey, I'm going to move away from full-time to part-time. I'm only going to do Friday and Saturday nights, big money-making nights. Or maybe I'm only going to go after events, right? Maybe I'm going to add my private chauffeur license, or maybe I'm going to get myself a different job and just do this part-time. You got to adjust, right? And when you make those adjustments, look at your income. Did my adjustment result in better money week for week, right? If yes, I'll stick to that formula. I'm not going to change the old formula, stick to the new formula. There's so many people here getting creative with their hours, shifting gears, right? You have to. Yeah. Tim, the main E.A.K. Miller, it's projection, psychological projection, right? He's projecting his issues, his problem onto other people's. When I'm talking, he classified me as a British, whatever, C-U-N-T, right? He was triggered by that, right? So somewhere in his experience, that accent doesn't work well for him, and he went into explosive mode. It's a trigger mechanism that brings back their traumas from the past, right? And then they react. Instead of working, the war pig should go and work on himself and say, why was I triggered by that accent? Why do I call a person a fag? Why am I homophobic, right? You know, because he was shouting out fag, 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 right? What is it that makes him say this? He has to go and do the work. We can't do the work for him. We cannot fix the war pig. The war pig has to go and work on the war pig, period. We're not giving him any more energy. That's just the way I'm trying to help you, war pig. Thank you. Paula's in the house. Paula, I have a referral for you for Hop, Skip, and Drive. She'll sign up under your code. It's my driver yesterday. Her name was Susan. Text me. I'll send her your details. Nikki Young. It's pretty simple. Good. Wasn't Nick Young the basketball player? Is that Nikki Young? Jay drives LA. Live in the LA area to come train at the gym. I train it. It's an MMA gym, mostly jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Good sports. Great knowledge for defending yourself. Great physical and mental workouts. Absolutely right. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. What's the name of the gym? Waleed Saleh. What's the best way to make money with Uber in Ohio? Well, Waleed, how long have you been driving for? Right? How many hours are you putting in per week? What car are you driving? What category are you driving in? Those are the factors we need to look at, right? Before we can make adjustments. Maybe you're working in the off shifts, not the money-making shifts, right? Maybe there have to be some slight adjustments to your weekly schedule to up your earnings, right? So I'd like to work with you, Waleed. Email or text me. Let's look at your info. But it's a very, very broad question. How do I make more money in a city? You have to know the factors, guys, and then you can start analyzing the factors and looking at the stats. If somebody comes to me and says, listen, I'm not making the money that I used to make in Los Angeles, well, give us all the facts. What are your shifts? How many hours do you put in? What car do you drive, right? What categories are you put in? Do you drive on both platforms, right? Do you have a TCP? Got to look at a lot of info before we can give smart answers. Original Chihuahuan in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. Speed Racer. Waleed Saleh, sign up for street teams and post there. I like that. Waleed, go and sign up on street teams and let the people in your city help you, support you, give you input. The one thing I can tell about the Rideshare family, except for the war pigs, right? But I can tell you about the Rideshare family is that they like this. You put something out in Facebook, they come and help. You put something out in street teams, they come and help. It is the most amazing support system out there, how rideshare drivers help rideshare drivers. My friend, I think it's Rick Reviews on, let me show you an example of how we helped an individual, right? Rick Reviews on street teams, busted his car, sent us pictures. Hey, it's going to cost me $500 to repair. Hey, do yourself a favor, take the pictures, go on to GoFundMe. Brian and I put money in there to support him. We put money in there to help Rick, made a donation. And I think he already has 1/5 of his monies back on day 2, right? That is how rideshare drivers help rideshare drivers. Look at Dustin making a video, a support video for the lady that had cancer, right? Look at the exposure she got. Look at the help, the love, the support she got, right? That beautiful girl, that sweet girl, right? Who sadly got cancer. She's going to fight it. She's a fighter. She's going to survive. We're going to be behind her. We're going to send her nothing but love. We're going to oxygenate her cells with love. She is going to get through this with our love and support from the rideshare driver. So it's an amazing community, my friend. It's an amazing community. Rideshare drivers taking care of rideshare drivers. That's if you have genuinely driven and you know the business. Not if you're an outsider trying to sign up or con someone and say, hey, this is how you do it. And you've never taken a trip. You know diddly squat about rideshare. You've never taken a trip, but you're pretending to sell them on something that they have no clue about. I'm excluding those, obviously. Those are not rideshare drivers. Those are wannabe people or scam artists or whatever, whoever they are. But genuine people that have driven, that have given rideshare trips and understand the language on the street are always there to help other rideshare drivers. That's my take after all the years. I've seen it time and time and time again. Peter Müller in the house. How many hours do you do rideshare these days a week? Is that for me or who's that question for, Peter? I'll answer it if it's for me. Waleed Saleh, I work 10 hours every day with Uber and Lyft. I just only making $100. That's sometimes just $80. Even I have a nice car. Okay. And me, Peter, I usually put in 2 hours in the mornings and I put in 2 hours in the late afternoon or early evenings. Sometimes I'll switch it up. I'll put in 2 hours in the morning and I might do 4 hours in the evening. If I have a bunch of private clients that book me out for the day or book me out for 4 to 6, maybe 7 hours, my big money making days. I think that was my Saturday night was a big money maker, and I went to the concert at Staples Center, the Shawn Mendes concert with my clients. Those are big money makers for days for me. So I adjust my private trips and my Uber and Lyft trips, right? If I need to fill the car on the way back, okay, set my destination filters. So I try to sort of work smart with the system, with Uber and Lyft and with my private clients. But on average, I can say I will always put in 4 hours per day. So give or take 25 to 28 hours per week, I will be driving. And usually it's very early or very late. Thank you for your question. Right, Lisa. My mom always told me that 2 wrongs don't make a right. I like that. Even though we lost some pay, just remember that our riders aren't at fault. Love that. Your mother is right. Your mothers are always right. Mothers are always right. Jay drives LA. Professor, they are called culture vultures. I like that. Culture vultures. Krakow. It's a beautiful city in Poland. Warsaw and Krakow. Beautiful cities. Been there. Polski. Indeed. Good people. Very hospitable. Very, very warm. Open their doors to people. Great. Great country. How many hours do you have to drive to join your fleet? It doesn't matter how many hours you want to drive when you join the fleet. Here's the thing. You have a weekly expense, right? If you're committing to a car for $175, you're keeping that car for the week, or you're committing for an SUV at $500 to $550 per week. It truly doesn't matter. What matters to me is that I get paid for the week, right? If I see a driver not paying for 2 weeks or they're not communicating, usually chop them off, right? But sometimes a guy might have a good week, make $2,000, right? And next week he goes out and drives and makes $800. So in 2 weeks, he's made $2,800. The 2,000 plus the 800. Real life, ding, 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 ding. He will still be paying $500 for the 1 week, $500. So his deductions out of that will be $1,000 lease costs from the $2,800. He's basically made himself $1,800 plus after 2 weeks of driving. Then he has to deal with his taxes. He's not going to be dealing with his maintenance fees, oil fees, insurance fees, because that's part of our business. That is what we supply, right? So just to give you an idea there, it truly doesn't matter how many hours you put in, but that weekly cost, right? Do you think Enterprise is going to, if you take a 2-day rental at Enterprise, right? Are they going to ask you how many miles? No, they're interested in collecting the $49 for the 1 day and the $49 plus insurance for the 2nd day. right? Some people might go to Vegas and back in those 2 days. Some people might just use it to pick up their family from the airport. Some person might rent a car for 2 days at Enterprise because their car broke down and they had to bring their car to in for repairs. So the truth is, in my model, in the Rideshare model, I don't care how many miles the driver does that week, right? You can do a few hundred miles the one day, nothing the next day. That's fine. The bottom line is that cost factor per week, whether it's 175 for a Prius or 500 for a Suburban, will always be there, whether he or she likes it. That's what we, the company, the owners of that car, expect to get paid. I hope that answer makes sense, right? So let's see. I'm a Zamorska. I like that, Zamorska. Torsten, this is Paul, my San Diego friend where did we go, Paul? We went to the spaghetti factory? Yeah, we did. So he says, Torsten, I end every ride with, please remember your phones and all your belongings. Thank you. It has reduced items left behind dramatically. Good point. Let's bring that up again. It's an important one, right? Because if they leave that phone or that whatever it is, everybody's been in that situation. I've been in that situation a few times, right? And sometimes I'll do a quick scan as they get out to look, but maybe their sunglasses, maybe their wallet, maybe their purse fell under the seat and I didn't see it. The next thing I get a call. So I have a better chance of saying, hey, does everyone have their phones? Does everyone have all their belongings on them? Wish you a great day. And that lady might say, oh my gosh, where are my sunglasses? Oh, there they are, and they fell down on the side. Right. So that one line may save you, Paul's line may save you a lot of aggravation. I like that. That should be definitely part of the closing lines, right? We're talking opening and closing lines. Closing line, thank you, Paul, for that input. Hey, does everyone have their cell phones and their belongings? Didn't anybody leave anything in the car? Have a fantastic day. Part of my closing line. I care for you. I care that you tip me. There we go. Oswaldo's in the house. I encourage everyone to get a minivan. You remember me? I'm always preaching minivans. The car that Dustin drives is a Toyota Sienna, right? I've driven the Odysseys, the Siennas, and the Mercedes Metris. I'm all for Excel, the minivan. Wednesday, 3 hours, $180. Thursday, 2.5 hours, $120. Friday, 2.5 hours, $110. And this morning, Sunday, 3 hours, $105. So minivan at minimum to drive. Oswaldo, I am super happy for you. I'm happy for you. I'd like to know which market that is. And I hope you keep on making those numbers all the time. The one thing about a minivan, here's the thing. It's not much more gasoline than the average car, but the space for getting those 6 passengers in, right? The space for driving, it's a car that people genuinely use, or moving families to an airport, or business people, multiple people, they gang up and get an XL or a minivan because it's cheaper than an SUV and they can fit more bodies in. It usually always, if you compare, and I've done it time and time again, if you compare X trips or Lyft regular trips to Uber XL or Lyft XL trips day and night when it comes to the tipping, right? It's purely because you're moving more bodies. Sometimes you get lucky. You're driving a party of guys or girls to a concert and they're all chipping in. This guy gives you a $5. Anybody experience that? This guy gives you $5. This guy says, thank you very much for the trip on the way out. Here's another 10. Here's another 5. So when I may have got $5 in an X trip, and now suddenly I'm getting 3 times $5 in an XL trip. I swear on XL. So if you don't have the money for a Lux car or for a Suburban, if you don't want to shell out that $35,000 to $45,000, Oswaldo, love you for that, thank you, then go and source an XL car, a minivan, whether it's a Chrysler, whether it's the Japanese cars, the Honda Odyssey or the Toyota Sienna. And my friends, Michael, right, Tahunga and Ventura, if you want to get some good feedback from a buyer that buys, who truly, truly knows, Oswaldo, I appreciate you, buddy, who truly knows how to buy at auctions, hit up, you can text me afterwards for his number. Shout out to him if you're in LA, Orange County, San Diego, Inland Empire, Palm Springs, Monterey, Bakersfield, Fresno. You can drive down to LA and have him get you an XL vehicle for the right price. Not from the dealership price, not from a Craigslist price. You want to get a good 70, 80,000 mile Japanese car. Do not buy that car brand new. Listen to me. Do not buy that XL car new. Buy it with 70 to 80,000 miles on it. It's a money maker. It's a money maker. RM Zayas in the house. A great line to add to your business card. Please remember your phones and all your belongings. Ooh, I like it. I need to maybe, RM Zayas, I need to maybe reprint my cards. I like that. I like that. Don't forget. Please remember your phones and your belongings. Add that on small print on your business card. What you're telling them, what RM Zayas is telling the passenger, I care about you. Have a great day. Here's my card. They get it. And then they read at the bottom. What does it say? Please remember my phone. Wow. He cares about me. She cares about me. Good one. Good closing line. Business card with a super cool little message, or business card with a nice, positive, uplifting saying, wishing you love and light. Right? I love that saying, love and light. Right? I use it a lot. I wish you love. I wish you light. I'm not saying I wish you hatred. I wish you darkness. That's the slogan of War Pig. Sorry, War Piggy, I had to bring you up again. Our slogan is love and light. I'd hate to know what your slogan is. Hatred and darkness? No, I shouldn't be mocking him. I shouldn't be judging him. I don't know him. I don't know his past. But he has no right to come in here and call people fags. Got the fly. Paul Figueroa. I'm an XL in San Diego. Wednesday night, $201. See, there we go. We have a San Diego Paul. I know he drives XL because he told me at the spaghetti factory in the Gaslamp district. Wednesday night, $201. Friday night, $240. Last night, $289. Total hours, 24 hours, 55 rides. XL helps me reach these numbers. Amen. Thank you for sharing. Guy just showed you doing 24 hours in the San Diego market, and look at what he generated. Just confirming the conversation, the talking points we've just talked about, right? So, my friends. Oh, he's back. The hater is back. Oh, he's back. He reinvented himself under another little name. Sorry. That's like the turd in the toilet garbage farts that come flush up again, and you have to sometimes flush them a second time. Took you a hell of a long time to come up that sewage pipe again, garbage farts. Garbage farts. Garbage farts. This is a persistent little fart. He got flushed down the toilet. He was down in the sewage pipes, and he emerged. He emerged again up. And you have that little floaty in your toilet. So War Pig reinvented himself as garbage farts and re-emerged up the sewage line. Let's see. XL is more feasible than black. I 100% agree with you on that one, Journey with Jordan. Now, if you have an XL vehicle, right, and you may have run its lifespan, you're on 220,000 miles, and you see yourself now starting to do a lot of maintenance, transmission. Sometimes it's a sign to let that baby go, right? Sometimes it's really hard to let your baby car go, but there's a point when it starts sucking money that you got to say, hey, my relationship with you, UberX car, was great. We had a good ride together. Now we need to go. So yeah, you got to then find the way, right, to move or transition from an X to an XL vehicle, right? And that means sometimes, hey, what can I get for this car? Can I still unload it, right? Can I sell it as parts? Whatever you weigh, try and liquidate that car, get some money out of it, and then maybe put it as a down payment for an XL. The price difference, if you're buying correctly at a dealership auction, is not that much more. If you're looking at a Toyota Camry or if you're looking at a Toyota Sienna XL vehicle, It's not much more, folks. Abstract Echo says, I guess I should have gone with Excel instead of Select. Well, hey, it's what your budget can allow. It's what your credit can buy, right? You have to be realistic here. Don't extend yourself. Don't buy something that you truly, at the end of the day, can't afford, right? Be very, very realistic. All right. Let's see. Guys, anybody else want to contribute any opening or closing lines that they use that truly work for them? Journey with Jordan says, networking with minors, hop, skip, and drive straight to jail. Joking. No, you're not we're not networking with children. That's a non-starter. Sevak, you can email me or call me. My info is under all my videos, right? It's a good time. Any other great contributions on this topic? Otherwise, I wish you a great day after 1 hour, 11 minutes. If I could get a 50 thumbs up to exit the house, got to do a few things. May jump in much later again and do another live feed. Here we go. And if you haven't registered, go to streetteams.com and help support goatrideshare.com. Let's get it off the ground, folks. There we go. Got a lot. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, almost got 20 from Zayas. Got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Another 20 from Speed Racer. We're already on 40. I need 50 to exit the house. Where are we? Tommy. There we go. Whoop, whoop. There we go. That's the frequency we're setting for Sunday and for next week. We'll set a high frequency. If you guys are going to drive tonight, be safe. I hope Sunday night works well for you. DJ Quicksilver, I appreciate you. Journey, I appreciate you. Sevak, I appreciate you. George Schneider, I appreciate you. Speed Racer, I appreciate you. Tommy, I appreciate you. Paul Santiago, I appreciate you. Yassine, I appreciate you. Paula, and anybody else that's in the house currently, much love. Please drive safe, and may the next week be fantastic to you, okay? I think I might be jumping in a little bit later with another interesting topic. Drive safe, my friends.